It's Wednesday, my dudes. My dudettes. My duties. Is there a gender neutral dude? Just duh. My duhs. For you dudes, dudettes, and duhs. And duhs. Yeah. Guys, middle of the week. Not bad. Hump day. How's it going so far? Marks out of 10. Come on, rate it. How would you rate your week so far in terms of good, very good, neither good nor not good, and fucking awful? I think I fall somewhere in the middle. I don't know. I think I feel recovered now from the weekend. It was a lot of work, man. Just fucking go after it, ain't I? Maybe we should start the day with a prayer to Cockney Jesus, just to help guide us morally through the moral maze that is reality and life and, adulthood and so on. So, our Father, who art in East London, Danny be thy name. Dear Cockney Jesus, please give us the strength on this ump day to not get our fucking Swedes done in by mugs, slags and size. Give us the strength to fucking graft, get the fucking job done, get it jobbed, get all the fucking tools in the van, take it back up the lockup, fucking shift a couple of them moody DVD players that we got up the lockup, get a couple of blueies off of Danny, down the other Danny, down the Boozer, speak to Phil about the missus, have a couple jars, go home, eat a curry and shag the wife. Sounds like the perfect day in the life of a geezer. Thank you, Cockney Jesus. Amen. That's working for me. Press C to praise Cockney Jesus. It's PC. Type PC. PCJ. Type PCJ for praise Cockney Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Wednesday. It's 5 minutes past 10. You just need a coffee and memes.
Steady job and a couple extra potatoes. That's all I want.
You're getting on. You're pushing 30, Slugger. It's time to think about getting some ambition.
Oh, I always figured I'd live a little bit longer without it.
Don't forget, kid, that what you're trying to do here is to be bright and chipper and entertaining and intelligent and sort of glitzy, and that's funny, and it's kind of cool, and it's interesting, and it's edgy, and all of that. It puts that facade of momentary charisma on you, and if you don't play that out, you actually fail.
I could really use a slug right now. Matty Wright's in the mood for a slug. Give him a hair. Come on, he ain't paying his way. Give him a hair. Guys, welcome to the show. It's Monday. It's fucking hot down there. I've had to undo my top button. It's sort of muggy outside, but luckily Cockney Jesus has given me the strength to deal with anything fucking muggy. So I've just undone my top button. Yeah, so I'm rolling these days, man. So I'm rolling D&B radio there in the chat. Hey, you got your own station to listen to, hey? Guys, look, bits and bobs in the news today. Nothing especially exciting. Teen boot, but we'll make of it what we will, And if we can't, if the stories aren't good, we'll just rewrite them. And make them more fun. I think that's a good idea, isn't it? Let's get the fucking screen up. Slag. Mug. Some fucking mug throws peanut down mouth, blocks gullet. Slag. This is from China, I believe. An 18-year-old man had to undergo a 3-hour operation to remove a peanut stuck in his gullet. Good stuff, buddy. Backlash as council website gives children graphic sex advice. Okay. What? A council has been condemned for its sex education website, which teaches children about niche sex acts such as fisting, Felching? Felching? I haven't had the term felching in about 20 years. Jesus Christ. I didn't know if that was still a thing. Cock and ball torture and bukkake. What? Warwickshire County Council's Respect Yourself website, which is aimed at 13 to 25-year-olds, describes sex acts in its sectionary section. The site also has a Q&A page where one 12-year-old was told it was perfectly natural to spend half the night watching porn and masturbating. What the fuck? Have Warwickshire Council got some sort of pedo ring on the go? They're just what? I would just hide it in plain sight by basically just grooming kids on the council website. I mean, you couldn't be you couldn't get much more brazen than that, really, could it? I'm a 12-year-old girl in high school. I spend most nights masturbating, watching, reading porn, and I'm generally having orgasms. Don't like fucking reading this. I enjoy it, but it has become a little out of hand recently. I now spend half the night awake, however much I want to go to sleep. I don't because I'm addicted. I want to go to sleep, but I don't because I'm addicted. Also, I have a massive crush. Blah, blah, blah. What you are going through is perfectly natural for a girl of your age. What? For some reason we get... Oh, God. Does anal sex make you pregnant? I'd like to know the answer to that. Elsewhere on the site, bum sex is presented as a form of contraception. Up the bum, no babies. Most people are said to have a bit of a fiddle every now and again, and porn is depicted as harmless. A section of the site reads, "You may have seen this quite a lot in the media recently about the dangers and harms that porn cause to young people. Many people have been quite vocal and do truly believe that porn is dangerous for young people to watch. However, there's no scientific studies that give evidence to suggest that watching porn is any more likely to turn you into a sex addict than watching a violent film is to turn you into a serial killer. Why not come round my house later tonight and I'll show you some of the wild times that I had in the world of pornography." In fact, there is more evidence to suggest the opposite. It is perfectly natural to be curious and get horny and want to watch something that turns you on. That said, be aware, porn is not real life, no more than Grand Theft Auto is real life. Some people make that mistake. It is a fantasy, so bear that in mind. Okay. Oh my God. This is wild. Does anal sex make you pregnant? The response from Warwickshire County Council. A lot of people think that the whole notion of anal sex is reserved for porn stars or gay men. Well, in fact, culture since the dawn of time has used bum sex as a form of contraception. Oh, God. Is this a joke? Come on, have they been hacked or something? This is too funny. It sounds like something I would write as a joke. It allowed couples who were not necessarily married or ready to have children a means of having penetrative sex without the risk of getting pregnant. It's been written by another child, hasn't it? Clearly. This is what, this is the sort of stuff that we banded around in school. Like there was a rumour that one of the religious girls at our school, a young Christian girl, was very sexually active, but only in the bum. Because she didn't believe in sex before marriage, but bum sex didn't count. Thinking back, I do not believe there to be a shred of truth in any of those statements. I don't believe she was sexually active, nor did she not consider sex in the bum to be sex. I don't know. Probably won't get in touch. Reckon I could track her down on Facebook, but I think I won't. I think it was probably not the sort of rumours you want to remember. The council has temporarily suspended the website and placed it under review after campaign groups criticised it for normalising sadomasochistic sex and porn. What? If you feel the need to masturbate, then fine, but no laptop/phone or porn. Let your mind do the work, and you will more than likely find that your orgasm will help you sleep. Remember that there is nothing wrong with having a fiddle and fantasizing. but you need to sleep too. Cool. Tracy Shaw, spokesperson for Safe Schools Alliance, told the Metro, it's totally inappropriate. Teenagers are already under so much pressure because of what they see in porn. This website is normalising porn and the type of sex teenagers are unlikely to get. If the message they are getting from the council is dangerous sex is fine, how will they feel when they are uncomfortable? They will think that there is something wrong with them. We're not against sex education. We need to show how damaging porn is. We are coming at it from a safeguarding point of view. Campaign group Click Off also condemned the site. Anyone else want to condemn it? I don't know. Like Maureen from the local laundrette has condemned the website. Anyone else? Alex Jones from Infowars has condemned the site. Owen Jones, political activist, has condemned the website. This is so mad. It's just so funny. A lot of people think that the whole notion of anal sex is reserved for porn stars or gay men. Well, in fact, culture since the dawn of time have used bum sex as a form of contraception. Get stuck in, lads! Jesus Christ. Girls, remember, you can't get pregnant standing up, you can't get pregnant the first time, and you can't get pregnant if you do it in the bum. The last one's true. Sort of. Most of the time. God, imagine, I mean, they're going to be out there roaming the planet, you know, kids born of butt sex, you know, the up the bum, no babies rule, that there was some leakage, and they somehow managed to find its way from back to front, you know, just all the way. Not from heaven to hell, from hell to heaven, from hell to high water, all the way in, and yeah, I mean, it's a miracle in a way, you know. What sort of people are there? I mean, is there anyone who listens to this show that knows that they are one of those babies? I don't imagine it's the sort of thing that your parents would... I mean, I can imagine drunk dad. We've managed to know it down to a specific night. And you've just done your mother in the arse. I got in, creeped in. I mean, if you didn't look so much like me, there'd be questions. You know? It's a miracle. Just, I mean, do you have like real grit, determination, or I don't know? What are the chances? Well, that was a wild ride. Fun one to start the show with. Let's have a few, bits, shoe throwers and that. It's got some good bits. There's The Fog by Calix and T-Beat. Just missing the horn. But there is plenty o' horn in new drum sound and bassline Smith, track called Last Forever. Which is pretty damn horny. So there's also new Proxima and new Misanthrope and another new Teddy Killer's Bet, another new Current Value. We are well stocked. New Nick B also, and we will get into that Gancher and Ruin release. Sabotage, nice bit of gear, first release on their new label. Putin's Special Boys, born of a, I don't want to say MK Ultra style program, but more of it's sort of like a Russian breeding program to breed super soldiers. And they escaped and turned to neurofunk, as is often the case with children that escape secret government breeding programs. They often do turn to neurofunk occasionally, sometimes very sadly. And it is sad, and I wish more could be done about it, but some of them have turned to jump up. There are charities, there are support groups, there are people trying to make a difference, but I don't know. Can you ever really cure jump up? Can you? Really? I mean, you could try and pray the honk away. I don't know. Look, let's start with some Fog On. I know it's not Friday yet. Let's start with Last Forever by Drum Sound and Bassline Smith. Deceptive intro. Building up to some delightful romantic foghorn. If you like foghorn drum and bass, be sure to tune in to Foghorn Fridays with D, 11 a.m. on Fridays. Trickstar Radio. He wishes! Threshold.fm.
This night, I wanna make this night last forever. I wanna make this
Dillinger on the vocals, I presume.
I wanna make this night last forever. I wanna make this night. I wanna make this night last forever.
Not a lot of fans of this in the chat. Last Forever by Drum Sound Bassline Smith. They're never shy of giving a new splinter genre of drum and bass a try. Bassline Smith and Drum Sound very often nail it. I'll leave this one with you lot though. Such comments as, I've heard worse Foghorn, hate it, not gonna lie, it's pretty good, really dividing it. This is horrendous, track ID please. Oh. Indifference is the worst, surely. So there's a guy called Fisher, apparently, that does like Foghorn techno. Very much business techno, apparently. I mean, this is business Foghorn, definitely. Foghorn for Foghorn's sake. Yeah, do you think that one was inspired by DJ Gov? Does it owe everything to Warning? God knows I do. I owe everything to him. I owe my health, my good looks, my fortune. I'm very much the Jeffrey Epstein to DJ Gov's. What's the guy who fucking Epstein got all his money off of? The guy who started Victoria's Secrets. Can't remember. Anyway, that geezer, Gov, Epstein, me. No, none of that's true. All right, look, let's find out about this peanut stuck in the guy's gullet. Teen boozer throws peanut in mouth, blocks gullet. An 18-year-old man had to undergo a 3-hour operation to remove a peanut stuck in his gullet. The incident occurred after Wang Gang, not to be confused with Yang Gang of Andrew Yang followers fame. This is Wang Gang. Wang Gang, 18, decided to throw a peanut in his mouth while drinking beers. Absolute lad. What a ledge. Anyway, Wang was drinking with his family in southeastern Chinese province of Guangdong at the time. The teen threw the peanut in the air, caught it in his mouth, but immediately started to regret his decision after he started to cough and experience breathing difficulties. He tried to solve the problem by trying to make himself vomit as he repeatedly put his fingers down his throat. However, his attempts failed. There it is. That's the nut. Wang Gang's nut. Oh, God. Vegans' anger at being served ham on Domino's plant-based pizza. accidentally being served meat is basically like the best thing that can happen to a vegan. They're just like, yes, I'm going to the metro. Baby girl, it's red panties night tonight. Daddy's been served meat. We're going to the metro. I am devastated, heartbroken and betrayed. I thought more of you, Domino's. Do better, Domino's. Oh, it's my lifestyle, my ideology, my everything, my very being is to be plant-based, and you have served me ham. I trusted you with my life. You took my childhood, Domino's, with your ham. Oh, I was retching up at the back. I may never eat a pizza again. You've put me off life. I may need to open a vein if I am not issued a full refund and an apology. Do better, Domino's. Do better. Anyway, back to Wang Gang. Wang and his relatives initially failed to realise that the peanut was lodged in his esophagus, and after 13 hours of severe discomfort, he was admitted to the Guangdong Second People's Hospital. Could they not get to the first one? Oh, God. That's the problem, isn't it? Anyway, doctors had to operate on him for 3 hours to remove the peanut, according to local media. Thankfully for Wang, the surgery was successful, and his breathing difficulties and coughing fits went away. Oh, well, yeah, you got the peanut out and then it stopped. No shit, Sherlock. He is currently recovering in hospital and will be released from hospital soon. He's still in there! Fucking hell, poor Wang. Poor Wang Gang. Bad day for the Wang Gang. It's rough times. Rough fucking times. I trusted you. You betrayed me, Domino's. With your ham. I was trying to save the world. Save the world with a plant-based diet. I was taking the weight of the world on my shoulders, and you spit in my face with your ham. Anyway, we've had that. Mum receives death threats after sharing kids' Halloween photo shoot. Wow, that is good. I like that. What, death threats? The fuck? A mum became the target of some horrendous and frankly bizarre abuse after she dressed her kids up for Halloween. Shared the photographs on social media. He's so wild. These are great. 25-year-old Carly Thomas, nice spelling of Carly, I like that, double E, turned her kids, 4-year-old October and 1-year-old Coraline, it's got the bit of misspelling of Caroline there, I presume, into zombie kids ahead of the photo shoot, but was then targeted by trolls, who even by trolling standards said some pretty horrid things. Okay. Carly from Alabama said, I had people tell me I should kill myself, that they hoped I'd die in my sleep, that I'm a bad mother and I should have my kids taken away. People were so angry about it, I don't know why people can't just scroll on. These are great. So, like, what about, like, people who have their kids, like, in horror movies? The kids have been in horror movies for ages, or dressed up and stuff. Should they kill themselves as well? Should we have mass suicide from anyone that has ever had their children in a horror film? Bizarre. That's the vegan after accidentally eating ham. You betrayed me. She continued, I knew that posting online was a bit risky, as it's not everyone's cup of tea. But I thought that people didn't think people would be this angry about it. We do horror shoots throughout the year, but I normally don't post them. The actual blood part is strawberry jello, water and chocolate syrup. It tastes like chocolate covered in cherries. So both the girls love it. The blood on their faces is a mixture of strawberry syrup, chocolate syrup, and some thickening agents that makes it look more realistic. The brain is plastic, and I painted it to look a bit more real. Make sure the horror effects is from editing. If you saw the photograph straight from the camera, Coraline looks like a happy baby in a tub. It's happy baby in the tub. Yeah, it's a nice happy baby. Yeah, happy baby eat the brains. Lovely stuff. Well, that's a bit fun. Anyway, I just thought the pictures were quite cool. It's fine. Couple spectacular engagement photo fail. Goes viral. Wow, this is going to be amazing. Where is it? Come on, let's see the fail. Oh, that's quite funny. God, by dirt, it'd be erotic. Come on, you love it. You love it, you slag. Anyway, look. I don't know about more Foghorn, but we're going to play another bit. Let's have... Oh, it's tough choice. Oh, well, let's have The Fog. Do you play much of The Fog these days? Play a little bit of The Fog. You know, this and that. You know, maybe the new bassline Smith and drum sound bit of Benny L. You know, some classic The Fog. Well, this is The Fog. I don't know if there's any horn in it, but guess there's only one way to find out. Yeah, D, you're late to the party, mate. You missed all the foghorn. Divisive Foghorn on Threshold.fm. Nothing is dividing opinion, quite like Foghorn D&B. Make your feelings known in this season's hottest discourse. D is the Foghorn. I am Foghorn. choice little number. It's always a class act when Calix and TB are in town. That's the fog. Le fog. Calix and TB on records. It's called the fog. It's Calix and TB. I do not want to take any further questions on it. Very photogenic pensioner jailed after becoming dealer's getaway driver because he was lonely. An 81-year-old man who became a getaway driver for a drug dealer because he was lonely has been jailed. Well, you won't be so lonely with everyone else inside, will you? These photos of him. Like, they're really weird. Who's taken these? I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, does he know they're being taken, or is someone just following him with a camera? Ian Hemmons helped the dealer flee after he stabbed a rival in an attack which prosecutors described as potentially fatal. He's like, "What, me? I was just driving. Please, I'm an old man. I'm wearing old man clothes. Look, I've got an old man fancy dress." The retired burglar, the retired burger van worker was found guilty of helping Mohammed Sami flee to Bahrain and was sentenced to 9 months in prison at Portsmouth Crown Court. Co-defendant Akeem Edebayo, 23, was jailed for 9 years for wounding with intent and 2 charges of possessing cocaine and heroin with intent to supply. Naughty boy. Hemmens used his green Citroen C3 to help Adebayo and Mr. Sammy, to help Mr. Sammy flee from Chichester to Bognor Regis on the 10th of March after a fight broke out with Lithuanian rival Demetrius Semelis, the court heard. Amy Packham, prosecuting, said Adebayo held Mr. Semelis on the ground while Mr. Sammy stabbed him 5 or 6 times, with Mr. Sammy fleeing the scene in Herman's car. According to The Independent, Judge Hetherington told Hemmens, "You assisted an offender by driving him away from the scene when you knew he must have been involved in a serious assault. You saw blood on him, and you undoubtedly knew that he had been involved in drug dealing. But your involvement was considerably more than this one journey. You made several journeys on that day, and on the night before. You would have been aware that you were being used as a driver whose age and appearance would have been unlikely to draw attention." Ms. Packham said the punctured lung suffered by Mr. Semelis could have potentially been fatal, adding that Hermans played a key role in perverting the course of justice. She said it was life-threatening. Assisting the offender was effective. Not only took Mr. Sammy from the scene and perverted his arrest, it then allowed Mr. Sammy to leave the Chichester area and then the country. Did they get Mr. Sammy back, or is Mr. Sammy gone? At the last known whereabouts, he was on a flight to Bahrain. There is an all-ports warning out for him, which has not been triggered yet. Defending Mr. Hemmens, Mark Kessler said that the client's feeling of isolation caused him to get involved in the illegal activity. "I was lonely, so I thought I would make friends by doing crimes. But it turns out now that the crimes were bad, so they're going to lock me away." He said it's unusual to find a man of Mr. Hemmens' background. Should be in court at his age for this matter. It's very strange indeed. The defendant admits that he likes talking to people. That's why it's come about. Well, you like talking to people, don't you? You get into a conversation with a couple of lads. Before you know it, you're a getaway driver. Driving rival gang members away from the scene of a stabbing. So, got to be careful. Can't be too friendly these days. But then if you're lonely, you want to be friendly, don't you? You got to be careful about picking who you talk to, you know? He might be a start. He's really hamming it up, I think. Oh, not me. I'm just an old man. Please. It was just because I was lonely. I started talking to them. They seemed like nice boys, you know. And I just, make use of my citron. We were having a good time, and well, all the good things must come to an end. Bangladeshi MP accused of hiring 8 lookalikes to sit university exams. Nice. It's canny lass. She should deserve to pass them just based on that alone. Bangladeshi politician has been kicked out of her university after she allegedly hired 8 lookalikes. She must have a very average face to sit her exams for her. If proven true, this represents a commitment to cheating that is almost as dedicated as it is bizarre. Is there a guarantee that these lookalikes would even have been any good under test conditions? Who knows? Well, that's a good point, isn't it? Anyway, Tamannar Nusrat, who is a politician for the ruling Awami League Party, stands accused of hiring the gaggle of lookalikes to pretend to be her in at least 13 exams. Wow. They got a few of them. They got pictures of a few. Don't diss them. Yeah. Local TV network, Nagoric TV, even went into one of the exam halls while the test was taking place in order to confront one of the women who was posing as Nusrat at the time. They conducted an incredible interview during the intrusion. Without transcribing the whole strange conversation, here's what happened. The TV crew... Oh, thanks, Tom Wood, for just, giving us the hit points. The TV crew asked the woman what her name was, and she confirmed that she was supposed to be Tamannar Nusrat. The crew asked if she had an ID card, but she'd forgotten to bring it. They then asked her repeatedly who she was, and she said she was who she said she was, to which she consistently replied that she was. What? Okay. Hey, call me an old cynic, but it doesn't quite add up. Well, Tom Woods, you've absolutely massacred this article. It's made it very difficult to read, very confusing. I think it's a bit of fun, but I think you've ruined it, as you very often do. It's a shame. It's a shame that your continued service to Lad Bible is allowed to go on, unimpeded by grammar and spelling and readability and a vague sense of intelligence. Unencumbered by facts, unencumbered by legitimate journalism. Tom Wood, it's a disgrace, absolute disgrace. Pablo Escobar's brother vows to take down Elon Musk. I guess a new roundup of this. Looks a bit long for me. I'm afraid. Hamill, I might read that one on my own and then give the hit points. Mark Zuckerberg admits he can be robotic, but he's working on it. Okay, so he's working out the bugs in his software. Does he need a hardware upgrade? What's the situation, Zuck? Facebook boss Mark Zuckerberg has admitted in an interview that he comes across as robotic and insists he is working to change that. How do you do that? But he also acknowledges that he's been in the public eye since he was 19 and isn't worried about what gets said about him. A lot of my personal experience has been that people say a lot of false things about you. He told NBC in the US, look, historically, I've had a very hard time expressing myself. I just come across as robotic. This is one of the things that in growing up I need to get better at in running this company. The tech boss was fielding personal questions at the same time as discussing Facebook's strategy for the upcoming 2020 US elections. Ban anyone that says anything good about Trump, I presume, is their strategy. He explained that while Facebook has historically been focused on technical-based intrusions from hackers and such like, during these periods, they learned much from the 2016 elections. We continue to see their tactics are evolving, Zuckerberg said. Today, what we're basically announcing is that we found a set of campaigns. They're highly sophisticated. They signal that these nation-states intended to be active in the upcoming election. That which we've been able to proactively identify them and take them down is somewhat of a signal that our systems are much more advanced now than they have been in the past. Oh, this is cool. So I guess what they do now is just say that accounts they don't like are Russian bots, take them down. Smart. I like it. It's not just the US elections that Facebook is watching out for either. The social network has said that it will set up a dedicated operations centre if a UK general election is called, which will serve as an added layer of defence, monitoring and removing activity that breaks its rules faster than present. Right, yeah, I'm sure that will be applied fairly. From next week, adverts relating to social issues such as immigration, health and the environment will have to go through the same verification process as political adverts, which require advertisers to share who they are and where they live. Posts reportedly by Facebook's UK fact-checking partner, Full Fact, found to contain fake news will also feature more prominent labelling. With writing in the Daily Telegraph, Facebook's Vice President of Policy Solutions, Richard Allen, said the new rules for the era of digital campaigning need to be decided by Parliament and regulators. While we're taking a number of steps, there are many areas where it's simply not appropriate for a private company like Facebook to be setting the rules of the game or calling the shots. Yeah, you don't say. For instance, we do not believe it should be our role to fact-check or judge the veracity of what politicians say, not least since political speech is heavily scrutinised by the media and our democratic processes. He continued, the UK electoral law needs to be brought into the 21st century to give clarity to everyone, political parties, candidates and the platforms that use to promote their campaigns. The law may not be changed before Britain goes to the polls again, but we're determined to play out our part in protecting elections and from interference by making our platform more secure and political advertising more transparent. I'll believe it when I see it, Zuck. I'll believe it when I see it. The move is the latest balancing act for Facebook as it seeks to champion freedom of speech against a backdrop of misinformation campaigns. On Monday, it took down more so-called coordinated, inauthentic behaviour from Iran and Russia, targeting the US, North Africa and Latin America. From next month, Facebook said it will start labelling media outlets that are wholly or partially under the editorial control of their government as state-controlled media. Interesting. We'll see how that one plays out. That will be a bit of fun, I'm sure. Will they be labelling The Independent as being under the control of the Saudis? It's largely Saudi funded. Let's see. That will be interesting to see. All right, look, got a new Proxima bit here. It's called Lurker. And I'm excited. I'm keen. I'm a Proxima fan, man. Y'all know this. Oh, it's on a 5-track EP called Hex. Coming up at 11, your friend of mine, Power Jen, with a positive energy. Positive vibes, positive ions. Yeah, naughty bit of gear this, confirmed. Confirmed naughty bit of gear. This is called Lurker by Proxima off the Hex EP, which is on Entropy Music. Entropy Music. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Proxima, man. He's a cool dude, man. I say he. I'm not sure what gender he is, man. Could be anything, man. There's about 5,000 now. I can't keep up, man. Guys, Bishop orders schools not to teach yoga because it's not Christian. Orders. The bishop is ordering. Listen to the bishop, or the bishop will get angry, and you do not want the bishop to get angry. You would not like the bishop when he's angry. Whew. He can be a bad bishop. He can be a shouty bishop, scary bishop. He moves diagonally. You got to be careful. Hard to get out of the way sometimes. Catch you off guard. Bishop has asked Catholic schools to stop teaching children yoga because it goes against the Christian faith. Yeah, okay. Weird flex, but okay. Bishop Alphonsus Cullinan told the schools... Can anyone, literally fucking anyone, have a name that's just easy to pronounce? Told the schools that practices like the problem... It's a me problem, not a you problem. Told the schools that practices like yoga are not capable of opening our hearts to God. And in fact, if there are any young choir boys out there that want to learn how to open their hearts to God, he'll be happy to show them afterwards. He instead advised schools to incorporate Christian mindfulness instead. What's that called? Prayer. Look at him. Oh, God. Imagine him coming around your house to try and make you more holy. Yeah. Put a few fucking holes in you. Jesus. He instead advised schools to incorporate Christian mindfulness instead, which he said was not mindlessness, but is meditation based on Christ. Okay. Highlighting that October is the month of the Rosary, the bishop encouraged staff to... Is this in England? Where is this? Okay. Oh, it's in Ireland. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, more makes sense now. He's mad bastard. Fine. It's still mad in rural Ireland when it comes to the church, isn't it? Let's not kid ourselves. Okay. Highlighting that October is the month of the Rosary, the bishop encouraged staff to pray the Rosary and help the children to spend the time with Jesus in adoration instead of meditation. Okay, you're a rapper as well, are you, Father? Hey, you're a SoundCloud rapper now, Father. So you're a racist now, Father. He also referred to, the bishop sent a letter to school staff in his Waterford and Lismore diocese in Southern Ireland on October the 10th, slamming the practice of yoga. Bishop slams yoga. Slams leftist yoga practice. Bishop destroys yoga teacher in the ass. No. He also referred to Pope Francis's 2015 homily, in which he said, practices like yoga are not capable of opening our hearts to God. Bishop Cullinan said the Pope's views were very much in accordance with the spirit of the Grow in Love programme, a new religious education series designed for Irish schools. The bishop is no stranger to controversy. Oh, here we fucking go. Last year, he faced condemnation from members of the Irish Parliament for announcing plans to establish a delivery ministry of exorcists to deal with evil spirits. £10 says evil spirits include gayness. The decision came after warnings by controversial Irish exorcist, Father Pat Collins. He's definitely from Father Ted, who said Ireland was facing a tsunami of evil. Right. Father Collins said that there had been an exponential growth in requests for a deliverance ministry to deal with demonic activity, writing in the November issue of Intercom magazine, which is published by the Catholic bishops. I bet that's a fucking laugh, right? Get a subscription to that. Okay, the exorcist, who has been ordained for 48 years, added, there is objective statistical evidence, right, in all Western countries that there is a growing need for this kind of ministry. When has the fucking church or religion been interested in objective statistical evidence? That's a bit rich. Like, I hope he sees the irony there. He also criticised spiritual pilgrims for getting involved in things like yoga and Reiki and witchcraft and fortune telling and consulting mediums. I wouldn't really put yoga... Yoga is kind of a gateway to that. I mean, I appreciate yoga, that Reiki, witchcraft, fortune telling, and consulting mediums is obviously nonsense, but no more nonsense than the Catholic Church. Yoga, at the start, getting bendy, relaxing, and think about stuff. Fine. I appreciate that yoga can be a gateway for some madness, but yoga in and of itself, good, man. Cool. Why? What's he beef with yoga, man? Like, I appreciate that sometimes the people who are very into yoga are somewhat insufferable, but certainly no more insufferable than people that are really into Catholicism. I don't know, man. Look, God bless him. Here he is. Are you there, Father? He'll come and bugger the spirits out of you. Hey. Oh, you've been doing yoga, are you? To see how far you can bend over. Bend over for the bishop. The bishop's coming in to exorcise your demons from your anus. It's a concern, man. It's a concern. Guys, it's the end of the show, thank God, because things were only going to get worse in terms of doing impressions of that bishop. It's Wednesday, so our gal, your friend and mine, our spiritual lead, kind of the spiritual leader in many ways of Threshold.fm, Power Jen. She brings the vibes with hardcore and, old classics, new classics, shoe-throwing classics. I don't know what the bishop would have to say about that. I would imagine that he would think it was some sort of demon. The hardcore demon. It could get inside to make you want to take the pingers and that. I can be up raving all night and the lakes. Oh, no, well, you have to get in there and exercise that. Again, it's best to exercise it from within the anus. Right, is it? What a surprise. Yeah. Anyway, if you want a much more holistic, enjoyable way to increase and expand your mind, but not your anus, I would recommend Power Jen's show. Positive energy. I don't know whether or not Jen is happy about the... So how's Will describing your show before you get started? He says it's for people who want to expand their He says it's for people who want to expand their mind but not their anus. Right, okay, yeah, I guess. Cool. Coffee and Memes is for both. People who want both. Oh, God. Thank you, everyone who listens to this madness. I love you. If you want to support on Patreon for your sins, you're very welcome to. God knows we need the cash. You can join the VIP list with Greg Cornford, Oliver Hooper, Tom Ryan, Reece Mosson, Squidgy Beats, Pauly Hutton, Ciarán R, Michael Kedzierski, Matty Tomkins, Dave Long, Joel Potter, Sam Howard, Tony J, Richard Patterson, Thomas Camm today. Big Tommy Camm, Stephen Harris, Matthieu Boulard, Jeroen Van Thunderbutt, Mike Pye, Lillian Unsub, Richard Franks, Thomas Hall, Chode Ryder, John Finison, the BDR Crew, Peter Blatchford, Austin Grief, Cooper, Gennady Lightfield, James Parry, Hendo Bartendo, Lady Squimton, Lee and the Menace Underwood, Dan fucking Morris, Guy With No STDs, Ames MC, Josh Williams, Rob Humphrey, Shibby T, Coco Shiva, Dan Nelson, Taran Wilmore, Mr. Pope, Double Progressive Sergeant, actually Superior Drummer Bass, Kris Breaks, The Bill, Karissa Barthelson, Odin Bates, Lee for the D, Daniel Jambi, Flaxis, Matt Wright, Grant Sullivan, Tom Robinson, Dan Smasher, Connor Smythe, Kevin Kaiser, Chris Shaw, Cosmic Waff, Meat Loaf, Nick Brock, Sean Simpson, Robin Card, Hugh Danner, Sarah Hunt, The Hitchmuffs, El Tech, Willay, Ben Vogo, Dan Tweed, Lipo Salazar, Big Wodge, My Hill, Marty Danny, Nick Fleming, Carl Lewis, Gordon and Liz, Carl Williams, Tom Skipper, unfortunately it's George DC, Anthony Sharp, Claudio Lushmere, Bannister, Ross J, Timid, John Forster, Anderson, PSN, Log Godlight, MC Hammer Daddy, your mum, Leonardo Gervais and Big 8. Guys, if you're listening on YouTube, go over to bloody threshold.fm to listen to Power Gen, who will expand your mind but will leave your anus alone. That is a cast iron promise. Okay? Right, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Golf Top Radio, 8 p.m. tonight. I've got Particle on as a guest. Good boy. And they're all just playing drum and bass and exploring each other's bodies. So that is a bloody good time to be had by all. Right, I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you. Goodbye.